lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Surprise! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 149.5. I'm your host. What?
What?
Oh, hold on. Jim Riley's breaking news now.
Yay!
August 31st. Okay. August 31st.
That's awesome.
That was
a surprise.
That is a fine surprise.
Castle Crash. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Greg Miller, your host for Podcast Beyond, episode 149.5. I'm alongside the guides guru, Colin Moriarty.
Hello, I'm here.
And Ramblin' Ryan Clements.
Ramble.
A lot of you may be wondering what the hell is going on.
I know.
Last week, the boys told you no podcast this week. We needed to take a week off for episode 150. There are a lot of wheels in motion, ladies and gentlemen, for what's happening on Podcast Beyond 150. Going to be a huge show. A lot of stuff. We'll talk about it here in a little bit for what you can do to be part of the show. So we were planning on taking this week off because some of the wheels in motion wouldn't be around right now. Some of the gears wouldn't work without the people we need.
Naturally.
The problem with that idea, though, is that we kind of overlooked the fact that everything would happen in Germany. Germany, going on right now. Gamescom.
Germany is happening right
The
now.
country is in motion, as they say. Gamescom's going on right now, Colin.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Tons of news.
Oh, lots of
huge news.
Good news.
If we ignored this, episode 150 would be 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Because there'd be so much to try to shove into that show.
And maybe it still will be 4 hours long. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't
who
make
knows?
any predictions.
I know. Well, you can.
Well, I could.
We do it quite a bit.
Don't make it 4 hours long.
Okay, will we lose some people?
No, I just think it'll be difficult to edit.
So, as you can see, we got Jim Riley running down to the podcast room to break news, to tell us what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big this week has been for news. So we
big.
had to come in here for a special Podcast Beyond, an addendum to 149.
Yes.
149.5 is what we're calling this one. So let's kick it off with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. Time for news! We're going to do, all we're doing this week is the Roper Report, pretty much. I mean, there's that much to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
So we're going to do something special. That's what I like to call the Roper Report Roundtable.
Oh.
Where, first off, we're going to discuss everything. Don't worry
Okay.
about that. This is a conversational podcast.
It's the Roper Report Roundtable, and we're going to go all night long.
Anyways, well, we have the sheet here, Colin worked up, of 18 stories. We added a 19th story, and Jim just told us story number 20, which for some reason I wrote on the sheet as 13, but we already have as 13, so let me make that 20. So now I'm gonna pass paper around.
Okay.
And you pick we're gonna go one by one. You pick the story you care the most about, and we'll go down the list that way, and we will discuss them in the conversational podcast known as Podcast Beyond.
I'm gonna go with number 4, of course. Resistance 3 has been announced. Yay!
Awesome trailer.
Yeah, I like
It
the
was
trailer.
really good.
That was so epic.
Yeah, it was awesome. And obviously we have nothing about in-game footage or anything like that. What the game's about, when it takes place.
Well, I think the whole game's live action.
Yeah,
I think it's like that Mad Dog McGraw game on Wii or in the arcades where you're just shooting things that pop out at you.
that would be awesome.
It's a light gun.
Yeah, it's like
game.
Time Crisis.
Oh, yes. We'll get to that in a second.
All right, good.
But it's cool. I wrote a little something you can read on IGN about it. You can see the trailer on IGN.
Give the big scoop, though, especially for a Mizzou native like myself.
Oh, yeah. So, about 2/3 through the trailer or whatever, they enter a train tunnel, and you can see the Gateway Arch in the background,
St.
which
Louis
is in
Arch,
St.
whatever
Louis.
you want to call.
Which doesn't really make any sense because it was built in the 60s and the Resistance takes place in the 50s, which brings up a lot of questions about the alternate history timeline and what it is or whatever. Or perhaps this takes place 10, 20 years after, because things look pretty dilapidated or whatever.
Yeah, things are beat down there, and you're getting the main vibe of the time frame, right, because of what the games in the past have been, and then there's the one beat down Chevrolet in a field that kind of looks old. And, it's a Bob Dylan song, too. Maybe that plays into the fact that where we're going.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's exciting. I'm just really excited. I want to see gameplay, but I'm excited.
If the game feels like that trailer did, I will like it 100 times more than
totally,
than
dude.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I always respect your opinion, but that's the vibe that I want.
Exactly.
From that
That's what I took away from it too. And Colin wrote his piece, and I kept coming over. I'm like, well, touch on this, because for me, and I know it's a teaser trailer. God only knows what that means for the game. But for me, it gave off that Left 4 Dead vibe of we're a small band of survivors moving, I guess, to New York. Maybe there's an outpost there, and on the way we're gonna have to fight stuff. If that's what it was, that'd be great. I don't, instead of just I'm in the military, I'm doing this, blah blah blah.
Because survivors can always have more personality than a generic group of soldiers.
Totally.
So, can anyone honestly tell me they remember all the people in Nathan Hale's team in Resistance 2? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
I mean, granted, you haven't played in a long time, so that was unfair. But still, then now you'll be able to you'll have the people that aren't actually soldiers fighting for their lives.
Personally, military stuff always turns me off in a way. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not. I really have a hard time connecting with a Call of Duty game or.
You don't like a man in uniform, huh?
I like a lady.
A lady in uniform.
That's why James Grayson's story stuck for me. Resistance Retribution. He was a renegade, wore a leather jacket, totally boned this hot blonde girl who turned out to be bad. Sorry, there's a spoiler.
No, spoiler alert.
But no, this totally got me jazzed to sit down and play Resistance 1 and Resistance 2 back to back. I would like to do that now.
Yeah, I implore you to do that. And I read, I think, on the PlayStation blog or somewhere, maybe on another site, that they apparently have been working on this game for almost 2 years. So,
which is awesome.
Yeah, so by the time it comes out, that's another year and a half or whatever. So this game is long in development. I really have a lot of faith. Resistance 2 really was quick after Fall Man when you think about it. So they're putting a lot of polish on this game.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to be excited about. And from the comments, because I know a lot of people. I even wrote about it. I know a lot of people are down about Resistance when it's not Killzone, it's not Call of Duty or Halo or something like that, but people seem to be really excited, and a lot of the comments were, man, this is, like Clemens was saying, or even like you were saying, this gets me really excited. I want to go play Fall Man Resistance 2. So
yeah, that's cool. Maybe they'll put some trophies on there. They won't, but maybe.
Yeah, a Fall Man trophy patch would be huge.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, time for you to pick your poison.
Can you guys chat for 1 second?
Sure.
Well,
man,
you're looking good today.
Oh.
You're looking real handsome.
Well, I get jazzed up for Beyond. I get excited.
By the way, should I cross out the ones?
Yeah,
that
it's
we've
not
done?
a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have a pen.
Yeah, spoiler: I didn't shower yesterday when I came to work. I was tired, had a run down. Oh, and I got up super early the day before for Germany stuff. So then I showered late last night. So then I got up today. I didn't shower again because I'd shower right before I went to bed. And then, you save 30 minutes. Look at that. You're right out the door. You're at work. You're writing your Mafia review VO. Look for that on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mafia
I got mine. I don't know why I didn't just pick this right off the bat. Even though we are kind of skipping the biggest one, though.
Well, we're jumping around.
Okay.
I mean, it's on there, though, right?
Yeah, it's on there.
Well, you're showing that the biggest one isn't the one that's biggest to you?
Okay. Ratchet & Clank, All for One. Announced by Insomniac. Hey, thanks a lot for that.
We're going to get to my in a second.
It's a cooperative title where players can play as Ratchet, Clank, Captain Quark, Dr. Nefarious, and perhaps others, drop in and out co-op style gameplay. Gamers can also solve puzzles together, share weapons, etc. Dated for fall 2011.
Why do you like that one?
I like that one because I was the biggest fanboy for Crack in Time when it came out.
Crack in Time's awesome.
I think I did the review for it. I don't even remember anymore. Yes, I did.
Those are always the good ones, and you're like, did I review it?
Well, it's just that I always get,
You did the booty
I get confused easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this game looks like a lot of fun. The screenshots just look absolutely stunning.
Now, here's my counter to this.
Okay.
I liked Crack in Time.
Right.
I burned out on it.
Okay.
Sadly. I do one day want to get back to it, but even when I start to think about getting back to it, I'm like,
yeah.
Right. The screenshots look a lot like Crack in Time. Just the levels look like Crack in Time, just from glancing at them. And 4-player co-op makes it sound like it wouldn't be as deep to me. That's my concern, right? Maybe it's just going to be like a party game kind of thing. Is it going to be like Heroes on the Move?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that this is something that stuck out to me. I think it could potentially be a lot of fun. Could potentially not be a good Ratchet game at all.
I understand.
We got to see.
You got to roll the dice sometimes. Who knows what's going to happen? I got a pen. You can hold on to your ugly little marker.
Yeah.
Colin, you got anything to say on this one? Ratchet Clank do anything for you?
No, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the series. I like the games. I really did like a Crack in Time, especially, but.
You're right. It will not. This game will not have a lot of the elements that I loved in Crack in Time, like how deep the weapon customization was and stuff.
Yeah.
They can't do that with 4 people.
Yeah.
I
worry about it being
like
like Super Mario Brothers Wii, where I'm like dragging somebody off the screen or whatever, and I have to wait for them to get. That concerns me.
But I have faith in them, and it sounds like it's
True,
like
it's an
it's this new studio in North Carolina that they have, which is kind of cool. Like they have this new team that's
because A-Team's working on Resistance.
Yeah, well, there you go. Which is great. I'm just saying that it's cool.
Colin's got this smug grin on his face. He's so happy.
It's cool that they have some new blood giving it a shot.
I think so,
and
too.
if Insomniac was like, hey, you guys can handle it, then they obviously are talented people. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, that's still their flagship. So
yeah.
Colin.
Yo.
How edge of the seat were you when Ted Price comes out, Insomniac guy, says we have a new game to announce and it's Ratchet & Clank? Where he's like, what the?
I was disappointed, although I think Clemens can back me up on this, that I did say, I bet he goes to walk off stage.
Yes.
He totally called it. It was before the live blog even said it. He was like, he's going to do a fake walk-off. And then the actual live blog update was, he faked the walk-off.
I don't know. I just had a feeling. Whatever. I was disappointed. I was actually so riveted when they were talking about Ratchet & Clank because I was like, get it over with already,
right.
you know, and then see, because I can't. When I saw, you know, it's not. I don't really consider Ratchet and Clank like a core Ratchet and Clank game. So it couldn't have been like a huge announcement for them. Like, you know, this is gonna be another super polished, beautiful game from our A team or whatever. So I had a feeling that Resistance was gonna come after that.
Yeah.
And it was also the best live blog crash of all time.
Oh yeah, it crashes.
Poor Anthony. No, we didn't even get that off. Greg had to add that because Anthony was like, "It's a trailer. It's live. It's gonna."
Battling dead on his computer.
And then so Greg comes in because he's the moderator for the live blog, and he's like, "Someone saw a Chimera foot. There's a Chimera foot."
You might have called the fake walk off that as it was happening. Ryan and I had a whole dialogue about how this was going to go down the day before, and it was pretty close to what happened because we said that he would come out, announce some game that wasn't Resistance 3, and then he would go to leave and he goes, "Oh, but before I go." But then this is where we deviate. Ryan and I had a robotic chimera get wheeled on stage.
An animatronic chimera.
Slowly moving his arms to go Guten Tag.
Yeah. You have to just imagine it's like, you know, it's like awkwardly comes out onto the stage. There's some dude pushing it from behind. Guten Tag, Germany. Oh, it's Kyle the Chimera.
Hey, Kyle, what can we expect in Resistance 3?
Action, excitement, multiplayer.
60-player multiplayer.
My favorite was, and who doesn't like to move? And his arm comes up and he's got the move controller duct taped to his hand.
I do hope that at E3 next year or whatever, like some of the industry events that we were seeing a lot of Hellgas soldiers walking around, that we see, you know, chimeras.
That'd be mad. That'd be rad.
That would also be a very
rad.
elaborate costume.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, the Killzone one's really hot and elaborate too.
Insane. I wish I was big enough to go in it.
Yeah. You don't. You should have seen Charles when we filmed at Gamescom TV. When he came out of it, man, just covered in sweat. Disgusting. Yeah. Okay.
Made me vomit a little.
Oh my God. I was like, Charles, I can never touch you again. Ever.
Except for right now.
Exactly. He's in Germany right now, breaking it down hardcore. They're killing it over there.
No, they certainly are.
Yeah. GT5 previews, Killzone previews, Little Big Planet. If you're not checking ps3.ign.com, you are crazy.
Previews up to your waist.
So much awesome stuff, including what is, I'm assuming, Ryan, if this is the story you thought was the biggest story out of Germany so far. Mass Effect 2 coming to the PlayStation 3, January 2011.
That's big news.
There it is.
How excited?
I'm really excited. So I was on the train. I was coming out of the Montgomery and Embarcadero Tunnel or whatever, and so I started getting service again, and my email came up. We got all these this email blast from EA, and I was like scrolling through all the things, and then I see the subject is like Mass Effect 2 and. You know, and now, and then I like click it, and it's like announced for PS3, and I'm like, yes! And this woman I'm sitting next to is like jump back all startled.
Nice. Yeah, if you were wondering, it's coming to PS3 January 2011. Microsoft published the first Mass Effect, so there's no chance of that coming to the PS3. However, a BioWare interview kind of thing from Charles just went live about Mass Effect 2. There's going to be a new... well, first off, it says hours of bonus content.
Yeah, it must be the DLC.
Who knows what that means? I'd like to think they just include all that on the disc, which would be huge. However, there's also some kind of thing now in the beginning of the game that is going to explain Mass Effect 1 if you haven't done it before.
Which would be helpful. Charles
asked if it's going to be something you play, if it's something you watch. They didn't go into details about that. If you want a primer, of course, Mass Effect in 5 minutes is perfect. I played the first 3 hours of Mass Effect 1, I think 3 times, and then watched the 5 minutes, and I was totally good for Mass Effect 2. And you should do it. Here's my question for you.
Okay.
Everyone will tell you right now, most people, Mass Effect 2, in the running for Game of the Year, if not the front runner. And I personally think the front runner for Game of the Year.
It's my front runner so
2010. Far. Do you think Mass Effect 2, front runner for Game of the Year, PS3? I mean, I can't imagine it winning Game of the Year again. But PS3 Game of the Year next year?
Maybe. It's going to be tough, man. I mean, there's some... I mean, we haven't played any of the games that are coming out next year. But
yeah, true. I know.
Infamous 2 and Killzone 3 and all. I mean...
It's going to be big.
It's going to be tough. It's funny because people have been saying that in the comments on the stories about it, that, like, could it potentially be Game of the Year twice in a row?
That'd be really crazy and really awesome if it did.
I don't think so.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
the problem is that...
It's not going to happen. People aren't going to be as excited about it as they were when it first came out.
And the problem is that people won't play it again.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of... Steimer, the biggest Mass Effect fan, said she'd play it again. But
I'll play it again.
I'm going to play the hell out of it for trophies.
Platinum!
Exactly. But
really? Oh, definitely.
Have you beaten on Insanity on
no,
360?
No, Sam did, and he said it's insane.
Yeah. Good. Well, probably. But the majority of editors and I think even 360 people in general won't play it again, and I think that's where it becomes. I'm voting for Game of the Year, but I didn't play this year, and
Yeah. That's all right though. I mean, because there's gonna be so many great games. I can't, it's hard to tell how the games that are coming out in the fall are gonna be. I'm really excited about like New Vegas and stuff like that.
Oh man, I can't wait for New
But
Vegas.
I can't, there's a really good chance Mass Effect 2 is gonna be my game of the year, unless like one of these games absolutely blows me away. Because I really think Mass Effect 2 is the best game of the generation, like pretty much.
It's pretty awesome. Do you? And before we get off this subject, PS3, do you expect improvements? You expect better loads? You expect
I think the load times will be better because you'll be able to, I guess.
Blu-ray it up?
Yeah, we'll be able to maybe install it and stuff like that, and it'll be quicker or whatever. I don't really know. I wasn't really
a little
unimpressed.
worried.
Yeah, sometimes you bring something over, it doesn't work out.
I wasn't really. That's the thing. I wasn't unimpressed at all with Mass Effect 2's load times and the way it looked. It ran beautifully. I got stuck in the environment a couple times. Not nearly as bad in that respect as the first one.
Oh yeah. First one was a train wreck.
But I like the first one too. I think
Worst
the first
game
one
of the generation.
Dude, here's the thing about the first one, and I will always say this, that if that was just one game and there was no other Mass Effect games, Mass Effect would still be looked at as like one of the best games of the generation. Mass Effect 2 that's what speaks volumes about Mass Effect 2, is that it's so insanely good that it makes Mass Effect 1, which is an amazing game, look bad.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's going to be great. I think it seems like they're going to give it some love and some tenderness, especially because
it deserves it.
Especially because we assume Mass Effect 3 will now come out on PS3 at the same time
Radical.
as 360. So, we'll see.
See, that's why I'm glad I held off on not doing a Renegade playthrough on 360. I just did Paragon and stopped. Now I'll go on PS3. I'll do it all. I'll get my trophies. I'll be ready for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the trophies.
I think I'm going to have to stick to 360 on this one, boys, because I don't want to. I've like
you played.
I caressed that character. Like I made sure that playthrough I did for Mass Effect 2, carrying over my original Mass Effect, was perfect.
Yeah.
I got everything, scanned every planet. I was obsessive. I did everything. I have such a good character to bring into Mass Effect 3. I'm not going to play that game again on PS3.
Enough. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just going to replicate my red-haired beauty, Commander Shepard. Yeah. Colin, what's up next? What's your next big story?
What catches my eye is the fact that id is coming out with a shooter called Rage, which looks amazing. We played it, or no, we didn't play it. We saw it at E3 or whatever.
Oh my God.
I wish I got to play it. And now it has a date. Now, don't get too excited because it's over a year away.
Damn it.
September 13th, 2011 in the States and the 15th in Europe. That game looks awesome.
Yeah, that game's going to blow my mind
and,
a little bit.
I mean, I couldn't, here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why I wish I had Mark Ryan here today. Mark Ryan hates everything.
Yeah.
And, he's like
burritos.
He loves burritos. He likes burritos.
Motorcycles.
He likes ultimate fighting.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care too much for the same old video games that we like over and over again. He likes really specific games. Metal Gear, for instance. Zone of the Enders. But
Street Fighter.
He loves Street, of course. How can I forget Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom? Big fighting fan. But he went. We saw Rage, and then we were like, "Go see Rage. Go see Rage. Go."
He came with us.
Yeah.
To my screening that I went to.
On your screening, I went with Eric or whatever because I wanted to see New Vegas too, and it was like the last showing, and we were like, "Just go see the friggin' game, dude." And he's like, "All right, I'll go see it." And then he came back. He's like, "This game blew me away."
It was amazing to see Mark Ryan's eyebrows raised. That you never see that happen, but they were actually raised in surprise and
It's hard. Yeah,
impressiveness. Something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
He was impressed.
Yeah, it's hard to impress him with games, and so that really speaks volumes to me personally. Knowing Mark, we all know Mark Ryan really well, and that's really impressive because he's like he thinks all the shooters are the same. He's like, this, that, and the other thing, and he was like, this game looks awesome, or whatever. So I'm really excited about that game. So it's got a date, September 13th, 2011. Very excited.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I think that's a fine wait. We have plenty of stuff to worry about.
Yeah, there's some games coming. You don't have to worry. Between then, you'll have stuff to play.
Yeah. And the game was so polished from what we saw. It was running at 60 frames and stuff like that. Could you even imagine how that game is going to look and play?
Insane. That game looked like it was coming out the next day when I saw it at E3, and it was over a year away. I mean, forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Just everything about that game is awesome. And I also think we did write a piece too, which I thought was interesting, was that the Rage engine is obviously going to be something that people are really going to be interested in using. And apparently Bethesda's locking that thing up, and Bethesda must publish your game if you're going to use the Rage engine.
Gotcha.
Which
good, because they deserve to
make
Mac
money.
That they need to Mac that action.
And I think it also
Mac it up.
I think it also said that don't expect a new IP from them for 10 years. So.
Okay.
Because I think it's like a huge thing for them to make these engines. Like they put so much fine tuning into their engines and stuff. So maybe Doom 4 will be on this engine.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
That's coming soon too, right? That wasn't in Germany yet.
Didn't they say? Wasn't there a story that said something about it's not as far away as you think? Or something
that's what it was. That was the headline.
Yeah.
And I was like, Doom, whatever, I don't care.
Oh, really?
No
We
thanks.
got to move on. We got a lot to cover, guys.
We do,
We're chugging now. We got to go. Let's do developer David Cage of Quantic Dream has confirmed that he and his studio have absolutely no intention of making a sequel to Heavy Rain.
Good news.
I'm reading off of Greg's summary.
This is Collins.
Collins' summary.
Notice
Sorry.
there's a lot of Boston accents in there.
In fact, he anticipated that if it sold well, he'd be prodded to make a sequel, so he tried to make his name a brand unto itself so that he wouldn't be forced into making it.
Yeah, so
what
like,
does that mean? Explain.
So like
He wants David Cage to be a big deal, so
Yeah.
he says David Cage's next game, you have to say, Heavy Rain?
yeah,
You're
like
just excited for his next title.
yeah, it's like I assumed what I thought about was like Absolute Entertainment and David Crane, who made like A Boy and His Blob and stuff like that, and attached all of his names, and like they became his own IP or whatever. It sounded like that's what he was trying to do. In other words, like he had like I think he thinks Heavy Rain 2 would be stupid, which it would be. And
we don't need a sequel.
What is like
to
the
that
Revenge of the Origami Killer?
No, it'd be the guy who calls Madison out at the book signing.
Oh well, yeah, I guess
an opponent who was more fierce. I don't know. What
No,
it says.
actually-
that was me. That's all paraphrased, but you get what I'm saying.
You deserve a more noteworthy opponent.
That's what he said.
Nah, I don't know.
All right,
That's
but we're all
something
there.
like that. Yeah, it's something like that.
You're pretty cute.
Yeah. Also, David Cage at GDC Europe, which was like the day before Gamescom, was very complicated. Said that games he made Heavy Rain trying to break away from games being like porn, because he said storytelling in games was just like porn, where there's a cutscene of something happening, and then it's all this action, and then there's another cutscene, then all the action to get to the next cutscene.
Yep.
I'll leave it up to your imagination what the action is in the porn. What else we got on the list here? I'm looking for it, but I don't see it. It's in here. Oh, there it is. Number 8. New Cole shown. Infamous 2. The new old Cole look is out. You can all see it right now. IGN.com. We have a 3-page article of all of us reacting to new old Cole. There's videos. There's screenshots.
It's so confusing to hear it described now. You calling him new old Cole? Why couldn't we have said like the
redesigned,
like new retro Cole or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's
that
not
makes him
old,
sound like
old
he's from the
Cole.
70s.
Yeah.
It's not old.
If
Cole.
you're for some reason, if you just woke up out of your coma, everybody, and you're listening to Podcast Beyond, first thing you come out of the coma, you go, "Give me the latest Beyond," and your mom's like, "Don't you want to hug me?" No, the Beyond, and she goes, "Well, what about the 100 episodes you missed?" No, Beyond. What you've missed here is that they redesigned Cole for Infamous 2, showed him at E3, everybody freaked out. Then at Comic-Con, they said, all right, we're going back to a Cole that looks more like the old Cole. Everybody got happy. And then now at Gamescom, they showed us the new old Cole. So this is the new Cole who looks like the old Cole.
Why couldn't you just say the second redesign of Cole?
Because I think new old Cole is funnier.
Yeah,
and it gets what I'm driving at. Old Cole is the first Cole.
Right.
And now you had new Cole, and I have new old Cole. Because he looks like the old Cole.
Right. I'm just saying I think my way is better.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead. What? Say it.
That's why you're where you are, and I'm where I am.
Okay.
All right. That's why I get to sit next to Ryan Geddes and share a desk with Craig Harris.
Okay. Cool.
And that's why you're over there. You turn around, Anthony Gallegos is there, just chilling out.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
I like it over there where we use intelligent names for things.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian Altano.
Yep. Smart
That's
guy.
an intelligent name for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
BA. That's all I'm saying. We lost everybody. Anyways, yeah. He looks like old Cole.
Yeah, he does.
What do you think, Colin? This is your first time seeing him.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him. You got to see him early. I think it's cool. It was cool to see like the old trailer and gameplay with the new old Cole in it or whatever.
If you haven't seen him and you won't get off your butt to go to IGN.com, he looks the same. He looks similar in the face. I think pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And then he's in a T-shirt, but this T-shirt is gold and black, so it looks like his jacket from last game. He still has the tattoos on his arm, but they faded, so they don't look like they're really war paint or anything like that. And he looks solid. I think he looks really, really good.
Yeah, I think it looks good too.
This is a logical progression.
Yeah.
I've left Empire City. I've taken off my jacket. Here's what I look like. Let's go beat up necromorphs. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I am too. And I think like what I said in that piece we wrote yesterday about new old Cole is I think it just speaks volumes about Sucker Punch and their ability to listen to their fans and stuff. And I also made the point that fans can't always be right. I remember being on GameFAQs and stuff, and like everyone was like, "Oh, Wind Waker's graphics suck," and this game's gonna suck, and that game ended up being awesome. So the gamer isn't always right, but in this, I think we're right in this particular.
Do you think you'll see them not bend so much? Because the whole reason this happened, and the whole reason the voice change well, not the whole reason these things happen. driving forces for both these changes initially was everybody reviewed the game, talked about the game, and they're like, oh, he's generic. He's just this typical, bald-headed Marine, yada, yada, yada. So they changed it, and then everybody flipped out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't relate to the former because, like, I actually really liked Cole's character.
Yeah.
I know people were, bitching about it or whatever, but, like, it's I actually liked the character. I thought he was realistic. He's just a dude. He's like a middle-aged bike messenger who, like, was in unusual circumstances.
Yeah.
And...
I had no problem with the original design either. I don't know why everybody complains about it.
I think it was, if you ask me, I think it had something to do with the vocal minority. It didn't sell as much as they wanted to sell. You ask people why they didn't play it. They always generic looking, and like that overlooks the fact of people like me and Colin who are like, it was awesome. I love this game.
Yeah, I thought this character was awesome. I mean, I know a lot of people were like, this is boring and stuff, but then you got to play a game like Prototype, and you got to experience real boredom.
I'm Alex Mercer. Everything's red in New York.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, did you get
He
yours?
didn't do that. No, it's time for Colin to pick one.
Oh, it's my turn?
I thought the infamous one was yours. My mistake.
No, it's okay. Where do I go from here? I mean, there's just so many things. I guess what I'm going to jump to, I'm excited about it somewhat, but I don't, I think the readers really like.
You really pitched this one well.
Yeah,
You're shrugging while you're talking.
Portal 2.
Yay!
It's coming.
Yay!
And we already know that, but it now has a date, February 9th, 2011. Now, this is going to be going up against Killzone
3 Killer?
Yeah, the Killzone 3 Killer. If it's as long as the first Portal, you'll be done with it in the morning, and you can play Killzone 3 in the afternoon.
There you go.
So that's exciting news. I'm not really, I wasn't really a huge fan of Portal. I'm actually like half retarded with a lot of puzzle games. So
So it just hurt your head to play.
Yeah, like it's almost embarrassing. I like when you play games like Adventures of Lolo or Kickle Cubicle or something like that on the NES, I can only get so far, and then like I need like Nintendo Power or something like that. And the same thing with Portal. I got through like a third of it. I was playing it at Mark's desk, and then I'm like.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Got nothing.
It's the same thing with Tales of Monkey Island. I was playing some of those episodes, or whatever. Like, I use a walkthrough because I'm like, I would never figure out to combine this item with this item and go to this, talk to this. It's like, that's not fun. Yeah. So, but I know.
I'm excited.
I'm totally excited.
Portal was amazing.
Portal trophies. Sign me up.
Yeah, it's huge.
So we can cross off this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, interesting thing to touch on too here.
Okay.
A lot of rumors on the internet. We can either confirm or deny. Plus, we're Podcast Beyond episode 149.5. There's some rumors that tomorrow, on Friday, they're going to announce Left 4 Dead coming to PS3.
Yeah.
Another Valve title. Because now that everything's been fixed and Gabe loves this.
We'll see. I mean, with Steam coming to PS3 or whatever, I mean, I guess it would make sense.
Very interesting.
And that would just be taking another of the 360's exclusives and putting it on PS3.
That'd be huge. I mean, for me, because that's what I love. And you could totally expect editor beatdowns all the time on that. That was my whole problem with Left 4 Dead 360s, because I didn't want to play as strangers, and I only have IGN people on there, so it'd be like, try to get this organized before we leave work.
I'll be on there too, man. I mean, I'm not a huge multiplayer fan, but
but have you played Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, well, I mean, I messed around with it or whatever. My old roommate in my old house or whatever was obsessed with Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
He just sit there and watch him play. It looks like just a fun game. Like,
it's fun shoot.
Pretty mindless. Yeah, you just run around with your friends and stuff. So that'd be cool. That's a logical progression of how Valve is kind of coming around with the PS3 because they see that the tables are turning.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Let's move on with another release date news.
Okay.
Crisis 2.
Beautiful game.
Has a new release date, March 22nd, 2011 in the US and March 25th, 2011 in Europe.
That's big news. I mean, I think that game's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty. That's all I know. All I know about it is that it's really pretty. The news is missing.
The news.
Ryan dropped the news. Well,
it was a
joint drop.
It was
We
kind of
point
my drop.
Okay. Oh, what do we got?
Yeah, they pushed that one back to give it more polish, so I assume it's going to be pretty good. I assume they also didn't want to release it with all
Always polish your games.
Yeah. I mean, Halo coming out and Black Ops and stuff, Medal of Honor, it's not a good time to release it.
Yeah, when is Black Ops date?
I don't know, October?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of games coming out in October. I think Halo's in September, right?
Yes, September 16th, from what I believe.
Whatever.
Right?
November 2nd, DC Universe Online. That's all I cared about.
All right.
Knock me out till then.
Yeah.
Second biggest news story out of Gamescom, most likely. MAG getting move support.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, that also makes sense.
Second biggest, though?
I was kidding. It's not the second biggest.
That's pretty big news.
Sorry, Rupert did them. No, it's they're patching move. No, it's not. I don't know. Really? You think it's that big?
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's going to change the balance of the game, so I'm sure it's going to make a lot of waves in the community.
The patch is going to be launched in the fall after Move releases. Also starting August 24th, Zipper will launch a beta program for MAG, allowing gamers to test out new features, weapons, etc.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a little late to the game. I mean, having betas for your...
it'll be interesting. How many games do that, where they do a beta for something?
A second beta?
It's like a rolling beta or whatever,
Just to jump in and try stuff?
Wait, they did have an original beta, right?
They did,
yeah.
I was in that.
I mean, that's cool. I appreciate what Mag's trying to do or whatever. I'm not a huge shooter fan. I know it's got a pretty big core community. I also know that it did, I think, better than a lot of people thought it was going to do.
Yeah.
It's cool that they're still supporting it and stuff like that. I'm more interested to see what comes of SOCOM and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, where are we now? Well,
We're in
next?
the Roper Report.
This is the Roper Report. Podcast Beyond, episode 149.5. I don't know. I guess I'll jump down to PSP news. This is interesting. I'm kind of excited about it. Tactics Ogre has been dated in Japan.
So close.
It'll be released on the PSP November 11th. No U.S. date yet. It's obviously going to come out here. So I would assume Q1 for our release in the United States.
Colin assumes.
Yeah, well, we should call it a new segment called Colin Assumes.
Colin
We'll just have an assumption. And that's my assumption for this episode.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool news. That game that game is beautiful and is a precursor to a lot of the great strategy RPGs like Final Fantasy Tactics that we all know and love. So
do love it. Love it. Let's do... Here we go. Here's a good one. We already knew that No More Heroes was coming to the PS3. Now we know that you'll be able to play it. Let's try that again.
God damn it.
Now we know that it will be able to be played as it was intended on the Wii, with Move.
Yay!
Or with your typical DualShock controller. No specific date for the game yet, though it's confirmed to be coming sometime in 2011.
Colin, tell me your excitement level.
it's pretty palpable, I guess, because that game actually looks really
Yeah,
cool.
I liked
No More Heroes was
Desperate
awesome.
Struggle number 2. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I like that one. I had a lot of fun with that, and I'd really like to play that and get trophies for it.
Second one sold
And
worse
have
than the
it
first one, so you can
HD and
assume
all
that's
that
going to be
jazz.
coming to PS3 too. No news on that. Another assumption.
Colin's assumption.
You know what else is coming to our little United States, Colin? New PS3 SKUs.
Yes.
You're going to get a 160 gigabyte. Should already be in stores, you say?
Yeah.
$299. A 320 gigabyte launching September 19th, and it will be bundled with Move and Sports Champions for $399. The white PS3s everybody wants are still Japan only. No news on if they're coming over here.
Yeah, those white PSPs or PS3s, jeez, I just did it too, are slick looking.
Yeah.
I really.
They're the slim models, right?
Yeah. The Sports Champions bundle actually sounds like a really good deal.
Yeah.
To me.
Let's just get some bundle or SKUs and stick with them, huh? Can we stop changing around here?
Yeah, I mean,
it's confusing when I run into the random person who hasn't bought a PS3 yet and they start asking me questions. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it does kind of suck just because I spent $300 on the 120 gig SKU last year.
And you keep saying every day, man, I wish I had 40 more gigs.
Yeah, but now I can't. Yeah, I don't need any more space clearly. But in fact, I always go like compulsively through and delete stuff off my PS3. But 40 gigs for the same price, that's a good deal. But I still say that 320 gig SKU. I don't know what the hell you would do with 320 gigs, but
That's what I have.
But
I have 500. Yeah.
what do you do with that much space?
We've talked about this before.
Movies.
I don't have a computer of my own, so that's my external hard drive. It has all my photos, all my music, all my movies on it.
That makes sense.
I got a converter program that changed over all my things. Everything I ever wanted was on there.
So no more heroes.
That's
I'm
why
crossing
it's
that out.
even more
That's
scary
why
when PS3 start dying.
Throw it out the window.
Ryan, I thought we made up.
Did we ever have...
We've never had
All
a
right.
falling out.
Good.
We're friends for life.
BFF for life.
There you go. Wait, best friends forever for life?
Yes.
Okay.
Till death do you part.
What's
that.
the next one?
Sorry. I think this one's really interesting. So Metal Gear Solid Rising is coming out, and
Oh, yeah.
so Konami was talking about the game, and they said that you can get through. This got me really excited. You can get through the entire game without killing any person.
Yeah.
Now,
That'll be a good trophy.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it would probably be like a friggin' bronze trophy or something like that. I think that's really exciting news. Now, to verify, you can still kill cyborgs and mechs, but the game never rewards you for killing a human. You can
Which is
disable
really
their weapons.
cool. Yeah.
You can disable their weapons and maybe even injure them, like slice a hand off, if they said, or something like that. But you can never.
That's cool.
You can get through without killing them, and I think that sounds cool because it sounds like it's more of a Metal Gear game, unlike Metal Gear Solid 4. So I was pretty excited about that, and I'm going to cross that off the list and hand this to Clements.
All right. Thank you, sir. What else have we got going on? Let's do... I'm the release date guy today.
Okay.
I'm going to do another release date. Castlevania Lords of Shadow has a release date.
Shadow.
Oh my goodness.
Lord, I see a shadow approaching. Run! Only I may fight this, for I am a Lord of Shadow.
Oh, jeez.
I liked it. October 5th in
And
the
then he pulls out a
US.
tube of M&M minis and throws them, and they eat. They just start eating the shadow.
Wow, that is an old commercial reference.
Oh man, I miss M&M meetings.
October 5th in the US and October 7th in Europe.
Anybody excited for that game?
No. Absolutely not.
I saw some screenshots of it earlier today because I was that's what I was uploading, and I thought it looked kind of cool.
Played it at Comic-Con. Didn't do much for me.
Here's the thing, Greg.
Yeah, hit me with Colin.
I'm a huge Castlevania nerd. I love Castlevania.
Yeah.
And although the story's a little convoluted, I don't think that it needed a reboot or whatever. I would have, with the failure of so many, 3D Castlevania games, I would have expected something that was like more true to the series or whatever. And obviously, I haven't played it yet, but I know that like it's not considered canon and it totally deviates from like, it still has a Belmont in it and stuff like that, but it's not supposed to be like a part of the typical storyline. I don't really understand that approach.
Is it just me, or am I the only one that wants an extremely high-res HD, like hand-drawn, like Castlevania, where it's still
2D?
all 2D?
Yeah,
but
I
it's
love
like
that. I would kill
it's like
for that,
super
man. That'd
like
be awesome.
fluid and like and like the characters like kind of bigger on the screen, but it's still 2D. That would be amazing.
No, I think that's like a no-brainer, because when you really think about the great Castlevania games, I love the 3 on the NES. But, Symphony of the Night and Circle of the Moon and Aria of Sorrow and all those games are so good. They can release those like Madden games and everyone would buy them because they're so good. That's just like formula that really works. Like the NES Mega Man formula just really works for gameplay. So I'm not really excited about this Castlevania game. I'll play it. But, and I really like the 3D games on N64, which a lot of people didn't like. But the ones on PS2 and stuff or whatever, like I'm not too excited about it. I'm reserved, personally.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Before we came to Podcast Beyond, Martin Robinson put up a couple Gran Turismo 5 pieces, including a massive preview and a look at the Course Maker. It has been unveiled at Gamescom. It's not a fully featured editor, but rather allows the player to select certain parameters in creating their track.
It's cool. I mean, the more customization, the better.
Also, there are go-karts in the game.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's amazing.
Fair enough.
It'll have lawnmowers in there next you can ride.
This game...
How about that?
Blew my mind.
This game has a lot to live up to.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
I kind of don't doubt that it's going to live up to it, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't say because I'm not a huge fan of racers. I just know that like people are just salivating over that, just waiting for that game. Mark Ryan is one of them.
Zipper compadre Roper, Chris Roper, who this report is named after,
Yes.
former or Beyond alum. Right, alumni.
Well, he was one of the
alumnus,
founders.
Beyond alumnus and founder. Jeez, I caught a Twitter pic from him the other day, and it was just a picture of his Logitech wheel, and it said, "I'm ready."
It'll be cool. We're really running out of things to talk about.
We're getting to the bottom here.
Let me see.
Finally, 36 minutes later.
I guess I'll talk about this. So 2 new fighters have been revealed for the roster of Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay, Superman and
Batman. Batman, exactly.
That was not true.
No, it's a Beautiful Joe for Capcom, which is cool.
Yep.
And Dormammu. Do you know who that is?
No.
Dormammu. I might be Dormammu. Do you know who that is?
I can look it up.
I think he's the Lord of DRM.
Okay, fair enough. So,
Wait.
so he's a loser.
Colin, hold on Colin, I want you to spell that in just a second again.
Okay.
Here we go. We got D-O-R.
Yeah, Dormammu
Thank you.
is the spelling.
Let's find out what Google has to say about this.
Okay.
If people who are listening to our show don't actually have the patience or
You want us
energy,
to fill some time?
Yeah, do it.
Man,
Go on the next. Here,
games.
go on the next. Announce the next thing.
Okay. Oh, that's it. I'm gonna cross that out.
There you go.
Okay.
Pass that
Don't
sucker
let your
back.
counterclockwise.
Okay, this one is not even news. It's technically a rumor.
Right.
The rumor has it that at Gamescom right now, the PSP 2 demo kit is there. And it's not being shown to the press. That's why you won't see anything on IGN about it. But developers and retailers are getting hands-on with it. And it's about the size of a PSP 3000. The deal is that the controls are on the back, and they are touch sensitive. So you would, imagine holding a PSP, but you're hitting buttons on the back with your fingers, I guess.
Will there be buttons on the front too?
Nobody knows. No, this is all just a rumor conjecture.
Right.
I don't know
think
if I would like that.
It sounds interesting. They're trying something clearly. I honestly think we're gonna see the TGS.
You think so? That's when it makes its grand debut.
That would be the single most logical place to show it.
If they're to
absolutely.
the point of showing it to other people, and they said the rumor is they're running first-party games on it and stuff. They didn't say old games. They made it sound like it was new stuff, and that the rumor is no UMD flash support like PSP Go. I don't know.
It's interesting. It doesn't need to be backwards compatible. I have no problem with that.
I'm going to say...
Oh, no, please.
I was just going to say, I'm going to say 80% chance that PSP2 reveal the TGS this year.
You're going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Will you take photos for me? If
I will attempt to do so.
Just text message me about it.
Okay.
What's happening?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do that, Greg. International rates, very, very
but
pricey.
you understand
$25
this is the
text
PSP.
message.
Don't know
Two.
if I clarified this to the listeners, but Dormammu will have to be searched by you because I could not connect to the internet.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
We're in the dungeon. The podcast room is 2 floors below ground.
Yeah. That wasn't like particularly impressive. I thought they were going to be like, it's 80 floors below ground.
In a sealed bunker.
In a lead case. What else we got? Activision has unveiled the entire 90-track set list for Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. With a few notable exceptions, Colin's words, it's awful.
What is on there? I didn't even see it.
I don't know. I saw like some Stone Temple Pilots and stuff like that, but like there was like a Fall Out Boy song on there.
Of course there's Fall Out Boy on there.
I don't know. I wasn't. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I just wasn't impressed with it at all.
Go to Colin.
Okay, that was awesome.
You know, Activision. Where's the 311? Come on.
They're working on 311 Rock Band, so there you go. That's my break
That'd
for
be
you.
awesome.
Breaking news.
Man, that'd be so cool. So I guess the only piece of news left is I think all we have right now is a press release about it, but Ghost Recon apparently is being remade or something, and it's coming to PSP and Wii. If you care about that. No firm date, but they said it's shipping this fall.
They put up screens of PSP. It looked good.
Cool. It's coming this fall, so it's almost ready.
Do not want.
Yeah, do not want.
Greg wants. There you go. Yeah, I love playing stuff on my PSP.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, I didn't know you were a Ghost Recon.
No, but it kind of gave me the Resistance Retribution vibe looking at it, or even SOCOM, which I both liked. 2 games I liked. Cool.
If you love PSP, you might consider checking out Ease 7, which just came out this week.
You stole it away from me. I was going to review it, remember? And you stole it away.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I stole it.
No, it's okay. Is it good?
It's actually really fun. Super fast-paced and high energy for an RPG. It was that surprised me.
Cool.
And I will have if you do not see a review today, it will be up like early tomorrow.
Okay. Also, here's something I find interesting and a bit annoying.
Okay.
I get
My
these.
face?
No, of course not. Man. I love your face. I get these Twitter messages. Still the occasional Facebook thing. Reminder: I cannot accept your Facebook friend request. Stop yelling at me for not accepting your Facebook request. People ask us when we record the show. We record Podcast Beyond every Thursday, with minimal exceptions. Which this would have been one, except that there was a huge news. So there you go. If you look at the dates on your iPod, they should all sync up to be Thursdays, and you shouldn't be asking me. That's all. It's a pet peeve. Sorry.
Okay, there you go.
I didn't mean to. I love you.
Maybe when
listeners.
they say what time, they mean what time during the day.
No, not what time. What day?
Oh.
What day do you record Podcast Beyond?
Why would they want
The same day we've always recorded
Yeah, every Thursday.
Try to take over the world. Doodly doodly doo. The pinky and the brain. The pinky and the brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. The laboratory mice.
Oh, I don't remember
Their
after that.
genes have been spliced. They're pinky, the pinky and the brain, brain, doodly doodly. To prove their mousy
That's
worth,
the one I was going
they'll
for.
overthrow. Wait, I messed it up. All right. Well, I think it's impressive.
Prove that mousy worth or overtake the Earth? Is that
Overthrow the Earth.
Overthrow the Earth?
Overthrow the Earth.
Man, I haven't seen that cartoon in a long time.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Number 20 was the one that we announced at the beginning of the show. Castle Crashers, August 31st.
That's exciting stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are
game
you
is
going to play
awesome.
online with me?
Yeah, well, definitely. Dude, I saw it. If the trophy list is the same as the achievement list, we ain't getting anything out of that game.
I know, right? That's the problem.
That's all right. That'll be like the new super stacker with the impossible trophies.
Always upsetting. You had a message.
Oh, I did. All right, so let me get this out of the way real quick. Mark Ryan, who, if I'm the guides guru, he's what, the guides...
What do we call him?
Guides God?
Overlord? Do we call him
Guides Overlord? Okay. He's my boss. So he wanted me to read this. He wanted me to read this out to a listener who listens to Podcast Beyond. His name is Anthony Barlow.
Oh, yeah.
And he says this: props for sticking it to the international licensing, man. I needed an MP3 Amazon would only sell to UK IP addresses, and Anthony hooked me up. Cheers, mate.
Good job, Anthony.
Cheers, mate.
Look at that. What a friendly
so
kid.
Mark Ryan
We got
wanted
the
to shout
best
out
fans in the
Anthony
world.
Barlow. Thank you for working around the regional lock on an MP3.
That's
Appreciate
awesome.
that. Yeah.
I think I may have met Anthony before in person.
That name sounds familiar to me. I think maybe we're friends on
I think
Facebook.
he murdered someone I knew once.
Don't think that would happen.
It was like we were at a bar.
Yeah.
This kid's like, I'm Anthony Barlow. And it was some guy next to me I knew. And Anthony just bit him in the neck. It was just the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
So
And then Kyle the Chimera was wielding.
And then the guy asked if you wanted a urinal sandwich. What you want? What you wanted your sandwich?
Oh, Podcast Beyond is full of memories.
Yes,
and
it
it's all
is.
because of fans like you. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, this wasn't a normal episode, 149.5, because 150 is next week.
Right, 150.
Next Thursday, 150 goes live.
Oh,
and
it's
it's going to be massive.
gonna
And
be
I
nuts.
told, even if you check out the iTunes, or the Zunes, or however you get music or whatever, I don't know. You want to check out IGN.com that day because there's going to be some cool stuff going up that will only be able to be seen there. However, here's the thing about it. We talked about this briefly last week. We've gotten a lot of response. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody.
Awesome.
So let's get some of those. We're doing listener call-ins, which last time we did was Podcast Beyond episode 100. Ryan got some piercings on his ear and they hurt, and he is
They're
moving.
starting to be bothering me.
Okay. Do you want to just leave? You want to hold it like a stick mic, like Bob Barker?
How about this?
Okay,
you guys
fine.
still hear me?
Yeah.
Sounds a little weird now.
It's you sound fine to us though.
Okay, good.
Okay. Next week, 150 reader call-ins. We need you to call. We need you to write in to beyond@ign.com. Same email address of all time. Write your question and then give a phone number. The gimmick here is, of course, do not write a fake question just to get on the air and then try to Rochambeau us with, "Hey, Colin, why are you stupid?" Because it isn't live.
I haven't answered that question.
We're not publishing this live, so you're not. We'll just edit you out.
Yeah.
So don't be stupid. The thing is, though, so many wheels are in motion. We're going to record those segments on Wednesday. I don't know the date. What would the date be on that?
That's a good
You
question.
got your iPhone. Look it up. Anyways,
it.
we recorded on Wednesday, probably in late morning Pacific time, early afternoon
25th.
Pacific time. Wednesday, 25th.
Wednesday, 25th.
A lot of people are like, well, I can't be on my phone all the time, yada, yada, yada. We have a planning meeting on Friday to actually set down times. So what we'll do is we'll set up an actual time window when we're recording. We will pick, a couple dozen questions probably. Email those people, say, hey, be on call, be expecting a phone call, blah, 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 blah. No guarantee that means you're getting on, but it means you've made the preliminary cut.
Right.
And you're there. So this is complicated, I know. Beyond@IGN.com. Give us your question. Give us your phone number. We'll get back to you if we can use you for the show. Exciting stuff. 150 is going to be a huge show. We're all very, very happy for it. Very excited. Happy we could get this one out full of the Roper Report goodness for you. Colin, you got anything left? Anything left in your tank here?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because people. What about international people?
International people, we will not take.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry. We'd love to do it, but then, what time is it over there? How many numbers I got to dial? Come on, man.
Yeah, the phone bill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I think so. Keep writing in number. We will get back to you. If we're not just going to randomly call you. So you don't have to tell us, for instance, like call me at this time or don't call me on this number. You don't have to do that. We'll let you know if we're going to use your question.
If a Pacific time, mid morning to late after or early afternoon doesn't work for you, don't even bother writing in because we can't do exceptions. I can't call you at 7:30 your time or something.
Okay. So other than that, yeah, that's it. I think.
Okay.
And it'll be very exciting. It'll be good.
Comments, you got anything left?
That's it.
You've been Twittering up a storm. Plum Cider, follow them there, folks.
Oh, well, yeah. That's a big thing. Why are you giving me a
It
weird
was a
look?
big thing.
It was a big thing.
What is
because the big thing is that because I'm finally using Twitter, and it's amazing because it seems like not a lot of my Facebook friends who I love followed me over to Twitter.
Oh, okay.
They don't even.
Did you put on your Facebook? Go follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. If you were Ryan Clement's Facebook fan or something, follow me on Twitter because now I am not. Facebook is not going to be the place, the first destination for Ryan Clement's news. Not like anyone would care at all.
I care.
But thank you. But follow me on Twitter, Plum Cider, PWAM, M as in mother, cider. Plum Cider, and I'm good about Twitter because I try and post at least maybe 2 times a day, but I will not overwhelm your feed with like a zillion posts because I think it's annoying. So I will put the relevant or interesting things there, and I have also planned on giving away game codes there.
There you go. Now you're talking.
To Beyond listeners when we get extra.
Yeah.
I
We
will
all do
definitely
it.
be. Yeah.
You can follow me at Game Over Greggy on Twitter there. I mainly tweet what we're doing as far as Team PlayStation. What came up yesterday was a huge day. We had so much good content.
It was a big
Colin's
You were
Resistance
proud.
opinion.
I saw that.
I was super happy.
I was proud for you.
We had 5 amazing top stories, and I think we're going to do it again today.
Yeah.
Germany's just been awesome, and everybody over there is kicking butt. And I know they'll never hear this. The people who are working for us over in Germany, but
They are.
Anthony Gallegos, Charles, Martin, Damon, you're all killing it.
Yeah,
Thanks
they're
so much.
doing a fine job.
Craig Harris, you're not doing too much for me, but I like you. What? Who is what?
No, I was about to ask who the 4th person on our team was, and then you were like Craig Harris, and I was like, great, Craig.
Craig got the No More Heroes thing up, so there you go. Good for him. All right, we done here?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
All right, everybody. So remember, next Thursday, as that's every day the show goes up, 150. It's going to be huge. It should be a really good time. To close us out here on Podcast Beyond 149.5, we have Cahokia, Missouri's own Effect singing their hit single, Stereophonic. I know these guys are good. Beyond!
Beyond.
Ready? Rip. No. One streets that never end. Ancient melodies soon to begin. You're alone in a corner cafe. It's rolling down what you plan to say.
underestimate the power of PlayStation.